Greetings aspirants, welcome back to Daily Current Affairs by CivicCentre IAS, where we try to explain different articles and important articles related to UPSC CSE prelims perspective from the Hindu, Indian Express and PIB. So here are the list of topics displayed which we are going to discuss today. Well, the first article is about one of the India's most important legal instrument in the fight against the terrorism. Well, it is about the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, commonly known as the UAPA. See, recently, Union Home Minister Amit Shah made an important statement urging police forces across India to invoke the UAPA when necessary. It is because to tackle the growing threat of terrorism and individuals or organizations supporting it. He also highlighted that a national counter-terrorism policy will be introduced soon. So in this context, let's break down the UAPA or the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. See, it is enacted in the year 1967 with the primary aim of combating activities that threaten the India's sovereignty, integrity and security. This act is a crucial tool in the country's fight against the terrorism. Know that the law grants authorities the power to ban organizations, prosecute individuals involved in terrorism-related activities, and even detain suspects without the trial for extended periods. Significantly, it has been instrumental in the government's effort to counter terrorism and insurgency across the country. Remember that the UAPA is applicable to the whole of the India and even extends beyond its borders. This means that anyone, whether citizens of India or foreign nationals, who commit a crime related to UAPA within India or outside the country can be prosecuted under this law. In fact, it applies to the Indian citizens irrespective of where the crime is committed. And it also includes individuals in the government service and even people aboard ships and aircrafts that are registered with India. Further, if we talk about the key objectives of UAPA, first and foremost thing, the Act aims to prevent any lawful activities that pose a threat to India's integrity, sovereignty and national security. This also includes combating terrorism and any related activities that may destabilize the country. Significantly, the law also aims to empower law enforcement agencies like the National Investigation Agency, in short, the NIA. It is to investigate and take necessary actions against those involved in terrorism and insurgent activities. Additionally, one of the key features of the UAPA is its ability to designate individuals and organizations as terrorists and take actions against them. Moving on, if we see its key provisions of UAPA, see here, UAPA is a stringent law. It provides for some of the harshest penalties, including death penalty and life imprisonment for those convicted of committing terrorist acts. Know that the law also allows for the detention of suspects without the charge or trial for up to 180 days. Which gives authorities the power to hold individuals suspected of terrorism-related activities for an extended period. Importantly, it denies bail to those accused of terrorism unless the court is satisfied with their innocence. Another key provision of Act is that its definition of unlawful activities. So under the UAPA, the unlawful activity includes any action that supports or incites the cession or succession of any part of India or that questions or disrespects the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the nation. In simple terms, any activity that threatens the unity of India can be prosecuted under the UAPA. Next, if we see the amendments to the UAPA, see here, the UAPA has gone through several amendments over the years to make it even more effective in addressing the emerging threats. So let's quickly go over the key amendments. Well, in the year 2019, the Act was amended to include terrorist acts in its list of offences. This addition empowered the government to ban the organizations involved in the terrorism. Before this amendment, the term unlawful primarily referred to the activities related to the cession or secession of the Indian territory. But after this amendment, terrorism was clearly defined as an offence under the UAPA, marking a significant step forward in fight of terrorism. Next, if we see the 2019 amendment, know that the 2019 amendment brought further significant changes. It empowered the central government to designate individuals as terrorists based on specific criteria. This was a step as it allowed for the direct action against the individuals suspected of terrorist activities rather than just the organizations. The second article is that removing the bran from millets results in decreasing the protein, dietary, fiber, fat, mineral and phytate content in them while increasing the carbohydrates and amylose content. So in this context, let's explore about the millets. Firstly, what are millets? See, millets are a group of small seeded grasses that have been cultivated for thousands of years. They are known for their resilience and nutritional value, so often referred to as nutritional cereals. Know that some of the most popular types of millets include sorghum, also called the jowar, pearl millet or bajra, finger millet or ragi, and other varieties such as barnyard millet, proso millet, kodo millet, buckwheat, amaranthus, and foxtail millets, and etc. Further, these grains have long been a staple in various regions, especially in arid and semi-arid areas where other crops might struggle to grow. Significantly, millets are a rich source of protein, dietary fiber, fat, minerals, and phytates, making them an excellent addition to a healthy diet. But however, it is important to know that when you remove the bran from millets, there are certain changes in their nutritional composition. The removal of bran reduces the protein, dietary fiber, mineral content, fat, and phytate content in the millets. On the other hand, this process increases the carbohydrate and amylose content in them. So while millets are already known for their health benefits, their full nutritional potential is best enjoyed when they are consumed whole. Further, let's talk about their environmental benefits. See, millets are not only just good for the health, but also it is good for the environment. One of the major reasons millets are gaining popularity is their sustainability. That is, millets are highly climate resilient crops. They require significantly less water compared to the staple cereals like the rice and wheat. So this makes them an ideal choice for regions facing droughts or water scarcity, as they can thrive with minimal irrigation. In addition to requiring less water, millets are also more resistant to pests and diseases, making them a more environmentally friendly option for the farmers. This resistance helps reduce the need for harmful pesticides and fertilizers, contributing to a cleaner and healthier environment. Moreover, millets are a perfect example of low-input agriculture. They can be grown with fewer chemical inputs, making them not only more eco-friendly but also cheaper for farmers to cultivate. So, this makes them a viable crop for small-scale farmers, particularly in areas where resources may be limited. Another environmental advantage of millets is their role in promoting the biodiversity. So, unlike the monoculture crops, which deplete soil nutrients and make farms more vulnerable to pests and diseases, millets help maintain soil health and promote the agricultural biodiversity. Well, they offer an alternative to large-scale cereal crops like rice and wheat. Millets reduce the risk of crop failure caused by the climate change or other environmental stress. Now, let's see the relation of India with the millets. Know that when it comes to the production, India is one of the world's largest producer of millets, contributing a massive 38.4% of global production. Remember here, some of the major millet producing states in India include Rajasthan, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. These 10 states together contribute for nearly 99.9% of India's millet production during the period of 2023 to 24. Millets are an integral part of India's agricultural landscape, especially in the regions that are prone to water scarcity and other climatic challenges. With all these significances, the Indian government has recognized the importance of millets, and in the year 2018, India celebrated the National Year of Millets, which further highlighted their importance to the nation's agriculture, economy, and health. Not only that, the significance of millets has also been recognized on a global scale. In a major move, the United Nations General Assembly adopted an India-sponsored resolution to declare 2023 as the International Year of Millets. Moving to the next article, recently BVR Subramaniam, the CEO of Niti Aayog, suggested that India should be a part of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership and Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. But why is this discussion so important, and what do these agreements mean for India's future in the global economy? So let's take a closer look. Firstly, talking about the RCEP, that is the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, the RCEP is one of the world's largest free trade agreements, and it was signed in the November 2020, officially coming into force on January 1st, 2022. Note that this agreement involves 15 member countries including China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and the 10 Asian nations like Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. So together, these countries form the largest trading bloc in the world. Significantly, the main objective of RCEP is to promote the economic integration, trade liberalization, and cooperation among its member nations. Further, the agreement aims to reduce the tariffs, eliminate non-tariff barriers, and enhance regional supply chains. In essence, it's designed to make it easier for the countries within the bloc to trade with each other, benefiting their economies by encouraging investment and boosting the growth. Now, let's look what are the benefits of RCEP. Well, there are several benefits. The first and foremost is that the agreement promotes economic growth and regional stability, helping member countries access new market and reduce the trade barriers. By streamlining trade procedures, it makes cross-border commerce more efficient, which helps businesses grow and compete globally. Additionally, RCEP encourages foreign investment by creating a more predictable and transparent environment for the investors. This agreement also enhances the competitiveness and innovation as countries can access a broader range of goods, services, and technologies from across the region. Now, if we see the India and the RCEP, you might be wondering, what does India stand in all of this? Well, initially, India was a part of negotiations for the RCEP, but it decided not to sign the agreement in the November 2019. The decision was made on several concerns about the potential impact of RCEP on certain sectors of the Indian economy. Well, one of the primary concerns was the trade deficit with the countries like China, where India already faces a significant imbalance in the trade. India feared that joining RCEP would widen this gap, potentially hurting its domestic industries. Another key issue was the market access. That is, India was concerned that its agriculture, manufacturing, and service sectors might struggle to compete with cheaper imports from the other RCEP members. These imports could undermine local industries, leading to job losses and slower growth in the sectors. Finally, India sought greater access to the service sectors of the RCEP countries, particularly in information technology and business services. However, India felt that agreement did not address these concerns adequately, leading to its decision to not to join this bloc. Further, let's talk about the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or simply the CPTPP. This is another important trade agreement along with the RCEP. Well, the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership was finalized in the year 2018, and it cuts trade barriers among 11 countries like the Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore and Vietnam. Initially, it was known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership, but after the United States withdrew from the agreement in the year 2017, it was renamed as the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. Know that the key features of the CPTPP is that it requires countries to eliminate or significantly reduce tariffs, while also it makes strong commitments to open up service markets and investment opportunities. Further, the agreement also includes detailed rules on the competition, intellectual property rights, and the foreign company protections. These provisions are designed to create a more open and fair trading environment among the member nations. Know that one of the reasons the CPTPP is so significant is because it is seen as a bulwark against the China's dominance in the region. While China has applied to join the agreement, along with the countries like Taiwan, Ukraine, Costa Rica, and Ecuador, the CPTPP remains an important alternative to China's economic influence in the Asia-Pacific region. The arrangement also sets the high standards for issues like the labor rights and environmental protections, which are the key considerations for many of its members. These standards are seen as important for ensuring sustainable and ethical trade practices in the region. Now, where does India stand? Well, as far as India's position on CPTPP is considered, it did not join the agreement. Well, see here, the India expressed concerns over the labor and environmental standards imposed by the pact, which it felt it could not meet these standards. So, the draft of CPTPP also included detailed requirements for the investment protection and transparency that India was wary of, as this could limit the country's ability to regulate its own industries and markets. Further, India's reluctance to join CPTPP is partly due to these provisions, as well as the fear that it might not benefit as much as other countries from the agreement. However, some experts argue that joining the CPTPP could provide India with the access to key markets and improve its global trade relations, particularly in the sectors like services and manufacturing. The next article is that today we're going to talk about an important body that plays a crucial role in improving the air quality and combating pollution in India. That is, the Commission for Air Quality Management, in short, the CAQM. Let's explore the establishment of CAQM, its objectives, key functions, powers, and how it's working to tackle the air pollution crisis, especially in the regions of Delhi NCR. Firstly, let us talk about CAQM. Know that the Commission for Air Quality Management is a statutory body established by the Government of India with the aim of addressing the air pollution in the National Capital Region and the surrounding areas. So the primary goal of this commission is to formulate and oversee the implementation of policies, strategies and actions to reduce the air pollution and improve the air quality in the region. Given that the Delhi NCR area is one of the most polluted regions in the world, so the CAQM has a pivotal role in managing and controlling the air pollution, especially with the growing concerns over the deteriorating air quality. Further, let's talk about the establishment of CAQM. Note that it was officially established in the year 2021 following the passage of Commission for the Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and the Adjoining Areas Act. Significantly, this was a response to the severe air pollution levels in the Delhi NCR region, which has seen some of the worst air quality in the world, particularly during the winter months. So, CAQM was created to fill a crucial gap in the management and regulation of air quality across the multiple states and to bring a more coordinated approach to tackling the air pollution. Now, if we see its objectives, so the key objectives of CAQM are focused on improving air quality and promoting effective management of pollution. Firstly, it is focused on improvement of air quality. That is, CAQM works proactively to take the corrective actions aimed at improving the air quality in the NCR and its adjoining areas. Secondly, it has the coordinated approach. That is, one of the major challenges of managing air pollution in a region that spans several states is the coordination. So, CAQM ensures that efforts of various state governments, ministries, and agencies are harmonized and aligned towards a common goal. Next, the research and data collection. See, the Commission also promotes research on air quality management, working to collect and analyze data on pollution levels and air quality trends in the region. Later, it sees the implementation of the policies. Well, the CAQM is tasked with the overseeing the implementation of air quality standards, ensuring that measures taken are effective in reducing the pollution levels. Finally, it gives the public awareness and engagement, that is, raising the public awareness about the air quality issues is its another priority. The Commission works to inform the citizens about the importance of clean air and what steps they can take to help to reduce the pollution. Further, let's see the key functions and powers of CAQM. Firstly, it sees the regulation and coordination. That is, the CAQM has the authority to lay down policies, plans, and programs to address the air pollution. Significantly, it can also issue directions to various stakeholders, including state authorities, to manage air quality effectively. The Commission ensures that these policies are being executed correctly and in coordination with both the central and state governments. Further, it monitors the air quality. See that the Commission has a mandate to monitor the air quality levels across the NCR and surrounding areas. To achieve this, CAQM works in close collaborations with the agencies like Central Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control Boards. Next, it sees the formulation of action plans. That is, the CAQM formulates both short-term and long-term action plans to combat the air pollution, especially during the periods of high pollutions like the winter months, when the air quality in the Delhi NCR typically deteriorates sharply. Additionally, it sets the standards and enforcing regulations. The Commission is empowered to set the air quality standards for industries, vehicles, and construction activities. It has the authority to enforce these standards, ensuring that pollution limits are not exceeded. The Commission can also take actions against the violators, including the imposition of fines and the penalties. Next, it collaborates with the various agencies. So, to tackle the pollution on a larger scale, CAQM collaborates with the several other agencies and ministries, including the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Transport, the next Delhi Pollution Control Committee and the local urban bodies. This ensures that pollution control measures are being implemented across the board. Next, it also has an advisory role. CAQM also acts in the advisory capacity, providing guidance to the central government and state governments on the air quality and pollution control policies. Next, it also sees the Air Quality Index, that is the AQI. The Commission is involved in tracking and updating the Air Quality Index, which is a crucial tool for communicating real-time air quality levels to the public. This helps citizens make informed decisions about their health and safety, particularly when pollution levels are hazardous. Further, moving to the next article, the Government of India has invited proposals for setting up centers of excellence under the Research and Development Scheme of the National Green Hydrogen Mission. See, the call for proposals has been issued by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy on the 4th of November 2024. Well, if we talk about the hydrogen, see, hydrogen is a key industrial fuel that has variety of applications including the production of ammonia, steel, refineries and electricity. So, the green hydrogen is when hydrogen is produced via the electrolysis process, that is, the splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen with electricity generated from renewable energy sources such as the solar or the wind. Significantly, this is the most environmentally sustainable way of producing the hydrogen. However, all of the hydrogen manufactured now is so-called black or brown hydrogen produced from the coal. Further, the grey hydrogen is produced from the natural gas, while blue hydrogen is from the fossil fuel sources where ensuring carbon emitted is captured via the carbon capture process. Now, talking about the National Green Hydrogen Mission, see, the intent of the mission is to incentivize and commercial production of green hydrogen and make India a net exporter of the fuel. Know that the mission will facilitate demand creation, production, utilization and export of green hydrogen. Further, the mission has laid out a target to develop green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 MMT, that is a million metric ton per annum. Notably, this is alongside adding renewable energy capacity of about 125 gigawatts in the country. Also, there are two umbrella sub-schemes under the program. The first is the Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition Program that will fund the domestic manufacturing of electrolyzers and produce the green hydrogen. Then second is to support the pilot projects in emerging end-use sectors and production pathways. Know that the nodal ministry is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. The next article is that on the November 7th, 2015, India implemented the One Rank One Pension Scheme, a landmark initiative to address long-standing disparities in pension benefits for the armed forces. This move honored the sacrifices of veterans and recognized their contribution dedication to the national service. So, after decades of advocacy and recommendations from various committees, the government led by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi fulfilled this demand, committing to the financial and emotional well-being of the military personnel post-retirement. In this context, let's talk about the One Rank One Pension Scheme, which is a game changer for military veterans in India. Firstly, if we talk about the core principles of One Rank One Pension, that is the OROP, see, the core principles are: first is a uniform pension system. See, the scheme guarantees that the personnel retiring in the same rank and with the same service duration will receive the same pension, such that this eliminates the long-standing discrepancies in the pension across different generations of the retirees. Secondly, it is the periodic revision. See here that for every 5 years, pensions are refixed to account for changes in pay and pension structures. This ensures that the pension system remains up to date and relevant to current financial conditions. Thirdly, the arrears payment. See here that when OROP was implemented, arrears payments. See, when OROP was implemented, arrears was disbursed in installments. However, family pensioners and gallantry awardees received their arrears as a lump sum, acknowledging their extraordinary contributions. Next is the pension protection. For those personal drawing pensions above the average, the scheme safeguards their pensions, ensuring that they are not adversely affected by the future revisions. Finally, the inclusivity. See, the scheme applies to all the personals who retired up to June 30th, 2014. And it also includes family pensioners, ensuring that families of fallen soldiers benefit from the same system. See, if we look at the historical demand and the implementation, the demand for one rank one pension has been a long-standing issue for the veteraners. For over 40 years, defense personnel have fought for equal pension benefits. The issue was first raised by the Third Central Pay Commission and continued to be a topic of debate in various forums. So that the committees like the KP Singh-Dev Committee in the year 1984 and the Sharad Pawar Committee in the year 1991 examined the issues, but implementation faced numerous hurdles, including the budgetary constraints and administrative challenges. Finally, in the year 2014, the government allocated rupees 1000 crore for the scheme, and after detailed consultations, the OROP scheme was officially implemented in the year 2015. This decision was a monumental step in fulfilling a long-awaited promise to our armed forces, ensuring that their sacrifices are truly recognized and rewarded in their post-retirement years. So, what has been the impact of OROP on veterans and their families? Well, first, it is the financial security. Over 25 lakh veterans and their families have been benefited from OROP significantly, improving their financial stability. With pensions now equalized across the generations, veterans can enjoy a more secure and dignified life post-retirement. Second is that the recognition of service. OROP symbolizes the nation's gratitude for the service and sacrifice of its armed forces. It bridges the gap between the veterans' sacrifices and their post-retirement benefits, providing them with the recognition they truly deserve. Thirdly, the emotional and social value. Beyond the financial benefits, OROP has brought immense emotional and social value to the veterans. The scheme has strengthened the bond between the government and its veterans, providing them with a renewed sense of dignity and respect, something they have earned through years of service. Finally, if we talk about the continued relevance of the OROP, see, as we mark the 10th anniversary of OROP, its relevance remains as strong as ever. The scheme is not just a financial measure, but a way of honoring those who serve the nation. By revising pensions every 5 years, the government ensures that the scheme keeps pace with changing financial realities, addressing the evolving needs of the military community. In essence, OROP is a symbol of India's commitment to its soldiers who selflessly defend the country's sovereignty and integrity. It reaffirms that the government's dedication to ensuring the well-being of our veterans, not just during these years of service, but also in their post-retirement lives. The last article for today is that changing over a decade-old practice of releasing the closely watched retail inflation and factory output data at 5:30 p.m. on the 12th of every month, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation announced new timings for the data released at 4 p.m. The ministry said that this revision in data release timings is being done to provide more time on the day of release to access CPI, that is the Consumer Price Index, and IIP, that is the Index of Industrial Production Data. So in this context, let's know more about the IIP and the Consumer Price Index, that is the CPI. Firstly, talking about the Index of Industrial Production, that is the IIP, see here, as the name suggests, the Index of Industrial Production maps the change in the volume of production in the Indian industries. More formally, it chooses a basket of industrial products that is ranging from the manufacturing sector to mining to energy, which creates an index by giving different weight to each sector and then tracks the production every month. Finally, the index value is compared to the value it had in the same month last year to figure it out the economist's industrial health. Significantly, it is one of the prime indicators of the economic development for the measurement of trend in the behavior of the industrial production over a period of time with reference to a chosen base year. Further, it indicates the relative change of physical production in the field of industries during a specified year as compared to the previous year. Remember that it is computed and published by the Central Statistical Organization, that is the CSO, on a monthly basis. Now, if we see the base year, the current base year for the IIP series in India is the 2011 and 2012. It is always given a value of 100. For example, if the current IIP reads as 120, it means that there has been 20% growth compared to the base year. Moving further, let's talk about the CPI, that is the Consumer Price Index. See, generally, CPI is used as a macroeconomic indicator of the inflation, as a tool by the central bank and government for the inflation targeting and for inspecting the price stability, and also as a deflator in the national accounts. It measures price changes from the perspective of a retail buyer. And remember that it is released by the National Statistical Office. Also know that in April 2014, the Reserve Bank of India had adopted the CPI as its key measure of the inflation. But what does CPI tell? Well, CPI helps us understand the real value of salaries, wages and pensions, the purchasing power of the nation's currency and the regulating rates. Additionally, CPI is also one of the most important statistics to ascertain the economic health and is generally based on the weighted average of prices of commodities. Further, it basically gives an idea of cost of standard of living. Simply put, CPI specifically identifies periods of deflation or inflation for the consumers in their day-to-day living expenses. So, if there is an inflation, the CPI will rise over a period of time. And then, if the CPI drops, that means there is a deflation or a steady reduction in the prices of goods and services. Then, how is CPI calculated? Well, CPI therefore is calculated by referring to a base year, which is a benchmark. Currently, the base year is 2012. Note that CPI formula is price of basket in correct period divided by the price of basket in the base period multiplied by 100. Further, the National Statistic Office, that is the NSO, under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, compiles all India as well as state-wise CPI for rural, urban and combined sectors and releases the CPI numbers every month. Well, we have been discussed 7 articles for today and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.